bellas, welcome back to my channel. As you can already tell by the title, I think we are going to be doing a little story time again, a little chisme moment. So if you are interested in seeing that today, please go ahead and keep on watching. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Brenda. I go by Belleza. If you would like to join my little community of Bellezas, please go ahead and subscribe down below. Also turn on your post notifications so you know when I post a new video. And if you enjoy this video at all whatsoever, even a little bit, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up because that also helps my channel out in various different ways. Now with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into the chisme, the tea time, spilling the tea, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. So where do I even start? Just wanted to add this real quick because I didn't say it in the beginning of the video. This is going to be a kind of a long one, so make sure that you grab your snacks, grab your drink, you know, your tea, your coffee, your chela, your wine, your beer, whatever it is you're going to be drinking at whatever time you're watching this, and just come, you know, hang out with me and talk some smack about some boys. Okay, now back to the video. So this is basically going to be like, it's just gonna be all over the place basically. So in today's story time, I am going to be talking to you guys about some of the most ridiculous Tinder dates that I have ever been on, and all of the disappointment that I went through for like a year before meeting my boyfriend, who I love so much. Best thing that could have happened to me in 2016, because honestly I was on such a bad route. Like, I was going out with all of these guys that were worthless, that were just not worth my time at all, and I was just wasting so much of my time, and I was feeling really insecure about myself. I was at my lowest point. I felt like, you know, like I deserved better, but I wasn't getting what I deserved. And then at the same time, because of all these letdowns with these guys, I was thinking that, you know, it was my fault, like I was the problem, when it actually was, you know, the guys that I was dating or I was seeing, going on dates with, whatever you want to call it. The Tinder dates that I went on never turned into anything really. They were never really, I wouldn't consider them boyfriends or dating. We were just like in the talking stages, going on dates, like all that kind of things. All that doesn't even make sense. So yeah, so basically it was like early 2016, maybe like the end of 2015. I don't really remember. It was kind of all of a blur because honestly I feel like I just put that in a little bottle and then I closed it and I threw it back somewhere in the back of my mind. But I know it was somewhere very early in 2016 when I downloaded Tinder because I had met somebody at work and it went awful. It was like probably one of the worst experiences around February of 2016. And so I decided to go on Tinder and then start going on dates. I think I went on like 5 different dates with 5 different guys within, you know, maybe like 5-ish, 6 months. I can't really remember too well. But for the most part, I had a very bad time with these people. Like, I would go on one date with them and I was like kind of hopeful, but then they would either not reply back or they would basically ended up being fuckboys, because I would be like, oh, like what are you looking for in a relationship? And they would be like, oh, like I don't know, we just kind of want to test the waters. And for me that was automatically like they weren't trying to be in a committed relationship at all. So I would go on these dates with them, and this is the same kind of thing that I would get from them. And then I would maybe go on a second date, but then I would ultimately just cut it off and leave it at that. I went on one date like to a coffee shop with somebody, and it ended up like being really well. We were talking and talking. I thought I was doing too much talking, and I ended up even saying that, and I was like, oh, like let me know more about yourself. He wasn't like giving me as much back, so I'm guessing that I was more interested than he was. So he like even walked me down to my car and everything, and then the very next day, nothing, like absolutely ghosted me. Like, he would not reply back, and I was just like, okay, well, I automatically get, you know, the sign, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess that only worked out in my mind and not in yours. So that was one of my first dates, I believe, on Tinder. And you know, he ghosted me. I was like, okay, whatever, move on to looking for somebody else. Like maybe a few weeks later, I ended up going on another date with this other guy. And you know, after that first date, we went to go eat somewhere. I really wasn't vibing with him, and I was like, you know, maybe it's just because it's the first day and he's like not really opening up, or you know, there was just something off about it. So I decided that I would just give it like a chance, give it a try. And after this, we finished the first date. It was fine. Like we went to eat that day, and then we just went our separate ways. We kept talking on Tinder, and then we decided to schedule a second date. And let me tell you, I wasn't feeling him already, and then we scheduled the second date, and then the day of that date comes, and I'm waiting for him to tell me that he's off work so we could go meet up at this restaurant, right? And I was ready for like 2 hours, and I was waiting for him. He said he would be off around 6. It was already like 7, and I was like, hey, like are you off yet? Like I'm just waiting here, like waiting for you to get back to me. And he wasn't replying back. Then it turns 8 o'clock and he hasn't texted me at all. So I'm like, okay, I'm just sitting there all arreglada, like ready to go out on a date, like my full face of makeup, my fit, like everything. And basically me deja plantada. He doesn't text back until 10 p.m. At this point, obviously, ya me quité el maquillaje, like I took off my makeup, I got into my cozy fit, and I just like brushed it off. I was like, okay, me dejó plantada, whatever, moving on, like I'm not gonna fuck with that anymore, right? So he texts me, he's like apologetic, being like, oh, I got caught up at work, like I didn't have a chance to text you, like somebody ended up calling off and I had to take over, blah blah blah. And you know, I was like, okay, you know, maybe like I give him a chance again, even though I kind of wasn't feeling him already. So I was like, why am I even bothering? But I, just being like the type of hopeful romantic that I was, I decided to try again. And then, I kid you not, third date that we scheduled, this happens again. He doesn't let me know that he's gonna be longer at work, right? He said that he was gonna be off at 6, so I was ready by 6. There I am again, sentada, like that meme, you know, like, and waiting for him to text me so we could go meet up at this place. And then 7 rolls around, and I'm like, oh my god, like no mames, if this is happening again, I'm gonna throw hands, because I was pissed. I was like, you did not waste my time for this shit, you know? And then so he texts me around like 7:30. He's like, hey, like I'm probably gonna be off like around 8, like do you still want to hang out, whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever, sure. Like it's getting late and I'm like hungry, you know, because we were supposed to go eat somewhere. So 8 o'clock rolls around, he still doesn't text me. Like 8:15, and then 8:30, and then he goes, actually I'm gonna have to stay till closing, like I'm so sorry to do this, blah blah blah. Automatically blocked. I'm like, no thank you, sir, I'm not gonna deal with this. Because if you're gonna be planning a date on, like, I get it, work is work, you gotta do what you gotta do, get your money, get your coin, whatever. But if you are going to schedule a date on a night that you work, where you know your work is kind of unreliable with letting you go out the time that you're supposed to get out, don't do it. Just wait till a different day that you're off work or something like that. Don't waste my time, basically, right? And then so I blocked this guy, like I don't hear from him again, and like I don't care to. So I still had him on my Tinder thing, but he never tried to like apologize or get back to me or anything. I just blocked him from this. At this point we were texting, so I just blocked him from his number. And then like maybe like another month passes by, and I match with somebody else on Tinder, and this guy I thought there was like some potential in him. Like we kind of hit it off and we kind of had the same sense of humor, and that's what I thought. His is a little bit more morbid now after. Okay, I'm not gonna get into too many details. I don't want anybody to know who these people are, but his is a little bit more morbid. He is a little bit more atrevido, I guess. But anyways, I really liked him and everything, and as soon as I brought up the fact that I was looking for a committed relationship, it was over, because he was just kind of giving me the runaround, basically being like, I don't know, like, I really like you, like, you're a super sweet girl, like, I'm really attracted to you, blah blah blah. And me just like rolling my eyes all the way to the back of my head, because I already knew where this was going and he was just gonna waste my time. But I did like him, I enjoyed being with him and everything, and I was like, you know, maybe I could make it work, maybe I could. And this was where I fucked up.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Basically this is where I fucked up, because knowing the type of person that I am so into my feelings, into my emotions. I connect with people very quickly if I vibe with them, you know, and I automatically get attached like no other. So when I said let's just give it a chance, like this, like casual dating, whatever the fuck that was, I already knew that it was gonna end badly. So, and it did, because I ended up being, no, not heartbroken. I wouldn't say heartbroken. I was like I was really bummed out when I knew that this wasn't gonna work out as a casual thing, because I actually wanted to start a full relationship, like a long-term relationship, and I just knew that it was not gonna work out with this guy. He was too much of a fuckboy to begin with. So just from looking at his Instagram, looking at his videos and his Instagram and like his stories and stuff, I just knew that he was gonna be that type of guy. So I just kind of had to like let that idea go that it was gonna go anywhere with him, and it was kind of difficult. But it so he ended up having to do it on his part. He kind of just stopped talking to me, and I kind of had ran all my issues through him from all the previous people that I've dated, and you know that big fuck up that I had in February with somebody that I worked with, and I ran all of that by him. I ran through all of the shit that I've had to go through with guys and everything. He said he understood, and if this ended up not working out, that he wouldn't be that type of guy to just kind of like leave me on red, ghost me, you know, that he would actually communicate with me, at least, you know, the least that he could do, since we weren't actually in a relationship. He ended up just ghosting me, and that's how it ended up cutting off. And I was a little bit petty, so I like sent him a snap and I was like, hey, you know, like I really wish you would have told me that we were just gonna cut things off, not see each other anymore, but it's cool, like whatever. I didn't really think too much of it. Se me durmió la pata. Oh, my foot fell asleep. I'm sitting on the ground. But yeah, so that ended. It didn't go anywhere. Wasted my time otra vez. Like, soy una pendeja. That's basically it. This was like late in summer, like I don't know what month it was, maybe June. And then after that last dating session, whatever you call it, I finally gave up on Tinder. I was like, I'm not gonna find anybody but fuckboys. I'm not bashing on Tinder, because I'm pretty sure some people have met the love of their life on Tinder, but it was just not for me anymore. I kept running into fuckboys that just wanted to like try and sleep with me and then call it a day, but I was not about that. I was looking for a relationship because I was tired of being single. I had never had a boyfriend before. I had like a boyfriend in high school, and that's a whole nother story, because it was a very, very short relationship, and I wouldn't even consider him a boyfriend now. But I really wanted to get to that point in my life where I was in a relationship where I could not rely on somebody, where I could share my life with somebody and, you know, have a deeper connection, love somebody and have them love me back in the same way. So I didn't want to do Tinder anymore. I gave up on Tinder. I deleted the app. I didn't talk to anybody anymore. I didn't try and hook up with anyone in person either. Well, not hook up, but like go on a date with anybody that I met in person either. And I worked at a restaurant at the time, and I was always seeing cute guys here and there, but I never really thought about doing anything. And my boyfriend, I saw him 3 different times at work before finally like deciding that I kind of wanted to talk to this guy. I'm not gonna share too much of this of how we met, because I want to make another video with my boyfriend talking about our love story, if you want to call it. That's so cheesy. It's like a really quick story, but we're 4 years into a relationship now, trying to build it into something bigger in the future, hopefully. But I am really happy with him now. I just wanted to say that at the end of this chaotic story time about all of the different Tinder dates that I went on. I want this to be kind of like a lighthearted video and not be too detailed on the people that I dated or what I did or didn't do with them, because I know my boyfriend's gonna be watching this, and I know he doesn't like hearing about the past relationships that I've had, but I just don't mind sharing it because it didn't mean anything to me. It only hurt me, and the people that I went on dates with hurt me, and it affected me, and it changed and morphed me into the type of person that I am now. And I dealt with all of that, and I've moved past all of those shitty people that treated me like I was nothing, because I learned my value, and I learned my worth, and I learned what I deserve in my life as a person and the kind of love that I deserve. So up to now, I know how I want somebody to treat me, and I make it clear all the time, and I see that in my boyfriend, and he does all of that for me. So all of the people that I've dated in the past, they don't matter anymore. Like, they did what they did, and I made my mistakes, and I learned from them, and I grew from them. So the point of this story time isn't about the guys themselves, because fuck those guys. I don't give a fuck about them anymore. This is just a fun, lighthearted video where I could just talk some smack and just tell you guys about my experiences in the dating world and how much I hate it. So basically, like, knock on wood, but if my boyfriend and I ever break up, I don't want to go through the dating life for many years, okay? Because it sucks. I hate it so much. I hated having to start all over with somebody, like the small talk, and then having to make conversation and being social. Like, excuse me, I'm just kidding. But yeah, guys, that is basically the story time. I hope that you did enjoy it. I know I was just like rambling for the majority, and it was all over the place, but I just thought it would be fun to share this little story time with you guys and talk to you guys, hang out with me. If you grabbed your little snack and your little drink for this, I really appreciate it. If you made it all the way to the end, I love you so much. Hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy hearing me talk for however long this video is. It feels like it's kind of long, but anyways, guys, I hope to see you in my next one. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.